Hey everybody, let's do an easy lab to make a pretty title page for your notebook. You'll need wax paper, shaving cream, a knife, food coloring, and paper. I'm going to use both wax paper and aluminum foil to show you there's no real difference between the two whenever doing this lab. I could also see you using a plastic bag from a grocery store that you tape down around the edges. Now I'm doing this by myself, so I'm going to make sure I tape the edges of my wax paper and aluminum foil so that they don't move. If you don't have any tape at home, you can always put a heavy object in each corner or make a little brother or sister hold it down for you. There's really only one time you need to have the corners down so it doesn't fold up and wrinkle. This is just cheap shaving cream called Barbasol that I got from Walmart. Shake it up and spray some on your wax paper or aluminum foil or plastic bag. This is my husband's shaving cream, which is a gel shaving cream. I'm going to add a little bit more here. There we go. I'm using two different types to see if there's going to be a difference at the end or if either one can work when doing this lab. Here I have my butter knife and I am just going to spread it out like it's icing, and when I spread it out, it's about the size of half a sheet of paper. Over here on the gel side, I am, spreading it out's not working very well. Hold on, I'm going to use my finger and kind of like mix it up so that it starts to foam a little bit more here. There we go. Now I have some more foam. I'm going to spread it out again about the size of half a sheet of paper. Now I'm going to add drops of food coloring onto my shaving cream. Since this is my lab and I get to choose what I want, I'm going to use every single color in the entire box of food coloring. Alright, now that I have some random drops, I'm going to take my butter knife again and I'm just going to swirl it through my shaving cream. I don't want to mix up my colors too much because then I'm just going to end up with a big poop looking brown blob. You could also use a toothpick or some other thin object to make swirly patterns in your food coloring. What you do not want to do is get food coloring on your fingers. If you get food coloring on your skin, it takes 3 or 4 washes in order to get it off. If you get food coloring on your clothes, it may stain permanently. I am just going to take some notebook paper. I cut it in half. I'm going to put it face down on my shaving cream, and I'm going to press it into the shaving cream. Don't press it so much that the shaving cream comes out on the sides, but you do want your swirls to show up on your piece of paper. I have some more pieces of paper that I'm going to try with. This one I'm going to press it down a little bit harder so that I can get some better swirls. Oops, I got some green food coloring on my finger, and look at that. It's not going to come off. Now I'm going to try some paper in the gel shaving cream. This shaving cream didn't end as thick as the other ones, but when I press down lightly, it still makes a pattern on my sheet of paper. I'm going to add a little bit more color to this one. Ah, that looks better. you should set your pieces of paper shaving cream side up so that they can dry. In order to throw away your materials, simply fold up your plastic bag, aluminum foil, wax paper, or whatever you use to make sure you didn't stain the table or counter, and just stick it right in the trash. Get a paper towel and wipe off any extra shaving cream on your piece of paper. All of the food coloring has permanently stained it, and it'll create a nice little marble effect on your paper. What I found from my experiment is the gel shaving cream tends to smear on the paper, whereas the foam shaving cream doesn't as much. My second sheet of paper and my fourth sheet of paper were from the gel shaving cream, and they ended up smearing and not having the nice same pattern that I started with. Now, since I already drew on one of my sheets of paper, it says Science Notebook. But once my pages are dry, I can get a marker and draw on top of my marbled sheet of paper. Now I have a pretty little title page that I can glue into the front of my science notebook.